green policies. That's an important title. I want to unpack that for a second. Environmental risks. Mr. Mills, you've got some great data in your testimony. Talk about the amount of material excavation needed for the equivalent amount of energy for quote-unquote green energy versus your more standard reliable energy sources such as natural gas. Also goes into the amount of land needed. Hundreds of times more land space needed for the equivalent amount of energy compared to traditional energy sources that actually turn on when you need them. So talking about environmental risk, that part of the conversation just gets ignored. So I'm glad we're doing this hearing to expose that. Human rights. A basic human right might be to turn the air conditioning on when it's really hot, to be able to turn the heat on when it's really hot. Energy security should be a basic human right, at least in modern times, a basic human right. Hasn't been for thousands of years. We finally made it one, and now we want to destroy it all. And claim that the energy sources that have given us all of the modern amenities that we have today are to blame for and are racist and are hurting people of color and hurting the disenfranchised. No, what will hurt the poor, what will hurt people of color, what will hurt the disenfranchised in our country would be energy insecurity. That will actually hurt them. And we can see the results. I mean, you look at California and its rush to green energy, 70% higher costs for their energy than the rest of the country. I wonder how the poor feel about that. In Germany, and their rush to get rid of their nuclear plants and basically deindustrialize, have 300% higher energy costs. They've had to resort to burning coal and wood, which has far more carbon emissions. So I'll add that to the environmental destruction of rushing to green energy. It actually has the potential, as we see in Germany, of increasing carbon emissions.
It's ignored generally in the debate, but the IEA should be commended for publishing excellent studies on this, as has the World Bank and many other international organizations. The underlying infrastructures required to make the minerals and materials, to transport them, are all hydrocarbon-based, coal, oil, and gas. The industries themselves that produce minerals consume 40% of all the world's industrial energy. And there is no path to replace coal, oil, and gas at scale globally in the industrial sector. What that means is when you produce an electric car, you're consuming oil and gas and coal before the car is delivered to your driveway, and therefore you're causing CO2 emissions. We actually don't have a very good number to know exactly how much it is. We know what the range is. And I'll commend Volkswagen and Volvo for publishing studies that illuminate that, and they point out that when you take that into account, you radically reduce the ostensible, dramatic reduction in CO2 emissions.
Hello, friends. I have bad news to share with you this afternoon. Over 40 Senate Republicans have just vowed to oppose a deal on the debt ceiling increase if there are no spending cuts. Their actions may impact millions of Americans in several ways, including delayed Social Security payments, late paychecks for federal employees and veterans, and also a direct hit to Americans' investments. Changes may be made to next month's Social Security benefits. So, dear friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video. Also, I will be announcing more winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you'd like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then comment on, the greater your chances, my friends, of winning the giveaways. Please stay tuned because at the end of today's video, I'll be announcing the winner of yesterday's giveaway. Today, all but 6 Senate Republicans vowed to oppose raising the debt ceiling without any substantial spending and budget reforms, backing up House Speaker Kevin McCarthy's position. The group of 43 Republican senators, led by Senator Mike Lee of Utah, said they are united behind the House Republican Conference in support of spending cuts and structural budget reform. They will use it as a starting point for negotiations on the debt ceiling. This was stated in a letter to Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. The letter underscores a deep rift in Washington, D.C. over how to avoid a debt default. Republicans have repeatedly advocated spending cuts tied to the debt ceiling, while the White House has maintained it will not negotiate on the matter. Senators Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, Mitt Romney, Rand Paul, Josh Hawley, and John Kennedy are the only Republicans in the chamber to not sign on to the letter. A breach of the U.S. debt ceiling risks sparking a 2008-style economic catastrophe that wipes out millions of jobs and sets America back for many generations. The impact could include delayed Social Security payments, late paychecks for federal employees and veterans, and a direct hit to Americans' investments. U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said that the United States could default on its debt as soon as June 1st if Congress does not act quickly. The group of senators said in the letter, "Our economy is in free fall due to unsustainable fiscal policies. His trajectory must be addressed with fiscal reforms." Moreover, recent Treasury projections have reinforced the urgency of addressing the debt ceiling. They added that they will not be voting for cloture on any bill that raises the debt ceiling without substantial spending and budget reforms. But the White House has already responded to their statement, accusing the Republican senators of leaving the economic livelihoods of millions of Americans at great risk. White House Deputy Press Secretary Andrew Bates told reporters, "At a moment when the country just posted historic job gains, this is no time for these senators to reverse their support for avoiding default without conditions during the former president's presidency. They need to honor their constitutional obligation to pay our bills and not unilaterally inflict a recession on the country." President Biden is set to sit down with Kevin McCarthy and other congressional leaders on Tuesday to discuss raising the debt ceiling. But earlier this week, the White House expressed openness to a short-term fix to the debt ceiling, but later walked back on that position. Office of Management and Budget Director Shalonda Young reiterated to reporters this week that the administration's position remains that it is Congress's duty to ensure we don't default. So, dear friends, what do you think our government needs to do to raise the debt ceiling? Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. More than 2 million federal civilian workers and about 1.4 million active duty military members could see their paychecks delayed. Federal government contractors could also see a lag in payments, which may affect their ability to compensate their workers. Also, certain veterans' benefits, including disability payments and pensions for some low-income veterans and their surviving families, could be affected. About $25 billion in pay or benefits for active duty members of the military, civil service and military retirees, veterans, and recipients of supplemental security income is usually sent out on the first day of the month. Overall, 66 million U.S. retirees, disabled workers, and others receive monthly Social Security benefits, and these payments could be delayed in a debt default scenario, though it's possible that the Treasury could continue making on-time payments because of the Entitlement Program's trust fund. Many other government payments could also be affected, including funding for food stamps, federal grants to states and municipalities for Medicaid, highways, education, and several other programs. Also, payments to hospitals, doctors, and health insurance plans may also be affected. Well, my awesome and beautiful friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Saturday. Thank you, dearest friends, for joining me here and for being part of this community. To say thank you and to show my appreciation, I will be announcing more winners next Friday for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you'd like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. The two winners of yesterday's Walmart gift card giveaway is Yellow Rose 1 Swifty and Esther Moran. Congratulations, my friends! to claim your gift cards, please check your notifications page and send me a message, or you can message me on my Facebook page. Thank you, friends, and have a wonderful and very blessed Saturday.